Today I'm dealing with some building separation, and it's been repaired many times in the past. It's been done badly. They just kind of patched it with some mortar, and not a very good job. First of all, let me say that you should check with building codes before you do any of this stuff. Make sure that this would match your building codes. But anyway, I've got some significant separation, a couple inches here. 3 inches as you go up. I've had it inspected by a building inspector. He says there's no structural issues. So this is really just a cosmetic thing. So what I've done right now to date is I have packed the crack overnight with wet rags to make the old cement very damp so that it's not dry, so the new cement will adhere to it, new mortar. And what I've done is I want the mortar to stick to this side and not to this side. I want it to move like this, so that when the building moves, there's a nice smooth seam, if you will, right here that I can just put some acrylic caulking in, and it will look nice for a very long time. And I have done everything I can. I've cleaned this side, brushed it down really well, make sure there's no dust on it, make sure it's clean, make sure it's wet, washed it all down, and then again packed it with rags. And then after that, put up the plastic. And now the work begins. You can see back in here that white stuff, that's some foam. So I cut foam, this stuff, and I placed it in here so I'd have a couple inches on each side. So the foam is in here like this, and then the mortar will fill up this side and this side. And as you can see, I've begun. There's the top, there's where I've stopped. Goes down there, comes up here, and the foam keeps the cement from just falling down inside the wall. When I took this apart, somebody had not used any kind of a packing material, if you will, and most of their cement was inside the wall, just loose. They just literally dropped it down the crack. So you want some kind of a backing, unless you intend to fill the entire space, which would take a lot of mortar. And for mortar, I'm just using an ordinary pre-mixed mortar. This is 5 kilos. I'm too lazy to buy the big bag. And then I'm adding a rubber agent, a natural rubber agent to it, which makes it stick a lot better. It makes it dry slower, which will make it a little bit stronger. So the natural rubber agent is a good thing. It also makes it waterproof. Did I mention that? Okay, anyway, I probably said things twice. So that's it. And then I'm merely keeping the surface wet with my spray bottle. So I go in here and I keep ahead of this. Keep it wet, keep it wet, keep it wet. And then I work the cement in there with my hands. You notice I'm wearing rubber gloves. And make sure it adheres to the right side in this case, and that's it. Let it harden. The surface of this is behind the tile because I'm going to want to finish this out in some tile, but you could bring it right up to the surface, this surface right here, but I'm not going to do that. Again, I want to leave some room for thin set and some tile, but as you can see, I got some ways to go. However, this will be a very long-term fix, because again, as the building continues to move, and it moves about a millimeter, call it a millimeter a year, a little less than, the crack will open up where my finger is, and all I have to do is put some acrylic caulk on there and it'll be good for decades. This is the side I've already finished. You can see the tiles out here. Could bring the surface of the wall up to the old surface. There's still area to put new tile back on here. But I've trimmed off the plastic. Plastic's gone. So as you can see, there it is, and there's the top of it. And have a little bit left to go. I ran out of mortar, had to go buy some. But that's it. And again, there's space to add the tile back with some thin set in there, and it'll be like new. Well, that's it. Hope you found it useful and interesting.